Okay, so welcome to the weekly team training. This week we're in December now, and so we're getting close to the end of the year. So this week we're going to talk about what we can and what we can't say. So to say or not to say. It's a really hot topic at the moment in terms of compliance, and not just our company, but the industry as a whole is being tightened up, and we're being tightened up. We've kind of like had a long leash for a long time, and now this has been taken out of our control. We've had to take some action. So here's what we can and can't say. So some news and updates before we get started on that is that the product and the subscription incentives, they are still running. Now, we haven't had many people uptake on these offers. However, we have had a few spot orders being placed. But what we need to be really certain of, guys, particularly if we're in the UK, is that if you're going to take advantage of the offers, make sure that you're getting the right ones, because we have some one-time sale offers and some subscription incentive offers running for the EU right now. If you're over in America, the 11th of December is when the sales start to slow down. So if you wanted to get any of those offers still over in the US, then it might be a time to look on your website and see if there's anything that takes your fancy, so to speak. Okay, so the group challenge has been going really, really well. 4 of us joined a smaller group, which was myself, John, Linda, and Zan, and we kind of formed a slightly smaller group where we were focused on how to build our new group. The new group has been quite exciting. We've managed to get 83 new members in there so far, and there are 34 pending member requests. So what I did was I screenshot those pending member requests so I can send them all to you individually. And the 83 new members that we've managed to get in the group in a week is fantastic, considering we have another whole week to go. So if you're just jumping on, welcome to the call. We're just talking about some updates. So far, 83 new members in the group, which is great. But my goal is 250 by the 15th. So why I say 250 is because we do have a couple of runners in the team. Let me talk quickly about our group. I can come back to that slide. There's a nicer slide about the group. And so while we've got this fantastic new group going, I want to start offering incentives for our customers, but I'm not prepared to do it until we get to 250 members, which is 100 shy of our old biohacking group. And that was done by me and John alone. So this is possible. So far, so good. I'm just trying to find the statistics. Here we are. I'm only going to mention who's in the lead so far, and I'm not going to mention by how many, because it's fairly close. Some of you are really good at adding people to the group. Some of you are really good at making posts in the group, and one of us is good at tagging people in the unit videos to introduce them to what we do. So far, John is in the lead with 40 points. That doesn't include me. I'm not going to tell you what my score is. Okay, so John is in the lead, and John last week was on a 0. So I've got John here, and I'd like him to talk to us about very quickly how he went from 0 people in the group to a large number of people in the group. Don't say how many. Right, over to you.
Over to me. Hello, guys.
Hello, John. Hi.
I had a real struggle with my phone. Turns out my charger had broken. I thought my phone had broken. It was giving up charging. So I had a bit of a delay starting. But anyway, a lot of them people actually came from my LifeVantage story. People I'd added over the last couple of years. Including a few new people I'd been talking to, but I'd maintained a consistent relationship with a lot of these people anyway, so I suppose they were more inclined to say yes. But yeah, so I increased the number.
Head start.
No, what he did was he took some really serious action. So I'm going to butt in here and just say that John took some.
I made my list.
He made a list of like 100 people that he took out of the group that he'd already spoken to.
Yeah.
And he went at that list. I said, let's see who gets to 20 first, and we can have a prize, whoever wins. And by the time I got to 20 and said he'd done like 50. So that was people that he'd sent out an invitation to.
Yes.
So he powered through those. Now, in terms of posts, so far, the winner in terms of the amount of posts that have been made in the group is Zan. Well done for being our visual storyteller. And
Have you got tonight's ones?
I have, but I haven't got to them because I was just finishing off the slideshow when it came through. So, like Zan, at some point, I'd like to talk to you about being admin so you can improve your own people and that you can improve your own posts.
Okay.
Because it's adding a layer of stuff for me to do that I unnecessarily don't have to. So we'll talk about that privately afterwards, if that's okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So, and Linda, was that Linda that joined a moment ago?
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, all right, welcome. So, so far, Linda has been the most consistent over people, posts, and units. Linda's the only person that's tagged anyone in units. And Linda, you've got a good 12 people in the group. If you tagged all those 12 people in the units, that's 12 more points.
Okay.
And also, just think about some simple ideas, guys, to make posts is, you can talk about, go and look on your website. In fact, we're going to do this in a moment. You can go and look on your own website and see what the company writes about the products. And there's some really nice verbiage that we're allowed to use. We've just got to like learn it and repeat it. So we'll get to that in a moment anyway. So well done on the group challenge so far. The current leader is John. Is anybody's game, right? If guys, I'm just saying, if we got 250 people in the group, I will personally buy a True Science skincare in December and give it away to one of your customers, one of our customers. We could run a challenge in our own group, a further challenge to what we're doing when ours is finished, to incentivize our customers to add 5 people to the group each. That would exponentially grow our group. So that's something that's coming up in the pipeline. Anyway, so we're going to talk about a festive party season strategy. Nobody wants to be Billy No Mates running around telling everyone about their business. So there's a way you can talk to people about what you do without being salesy and overbearing and just planting seeds. So we're going to talk about that. And lastly, thinking ahead, because January is just around the corner. So here's a festive party strategy. So like I said, don't be the person running around trying to recruit everybody. It's totally cringy. It could be a family party, or it could be, like for me, I've got a band event next week. I had one on Saturday. And someone was nagging me for skincare info, and I just kept saying, I'll contact you after, I'll contact you after, I'll contact you after, because I didn't want to be that person. So it's a great opportunity for us to do other things. What we can do is connect with people and add them to our social media platform of choice. Mine is Facebook. You can get their phone number, and you must remember to follow up with them. Great story here. I met Inga, a lady I met at a gig that I was doing in Tottenham. Now, Tottenham's it's a bit of a rough area in places, and there was this absolute diamond of a venue that I never even knew existed. It's almost like a ballroom. I was so impressed. Anyway, I was all dressed up smart, and I was outside, and this lady came up to me and she started talking to me, and she was a guest at the wedding. And we started chatting, and I had a drink and she had a drink, and she said, "Oh, are you gonna have a hangover tomorrow?" And I said, "Oh, absolutely not. I take supplements for that." And she said, "Oh my goodness, I'm looking for supplements. I've just started a health strategy and I'd really love some decent supplements. So if you've got anything really good for me, then let's connect." So that's exactly what I did. I connected with her, messaged her the following day. We met up 3 days later, and she now is a Vitality Stack customer looking to join the business. So that was a great strategy. So you can ask to hear people's story. While I was there, I did ask her to tell me something about herself. People really love to offload about themselves and to say stuff about their experiences. So we can nurture that and make people see us as, people see you as having more influence if you ask great questions. So the way that I approach this when I'm at a party or when I'm at an event is an elevator pitch. It's like, it sounds cheesy, but it's that 30 seconds that you get when you someone asks you what you do. Imagine if you were in a lift and you only had 10 floors to tell them. So that's why I call it the elevator pitch, because you want to get it over really quickly. You want to entice them. You want to make people want to hear more, but you're not prepared to say any more. So I've got a really great script for this. And I started this when I was in Kansas. Somebody mentioned it to me before I went to Elite Academy LifeVantage conference in Kansas. And I practiced it for the first time on my Uber driver when I got to Kansas City Airport. So here it goes. Right, so people ask me, what do you do? And I'll just say, I'm a biohacker. And often they reply, well, wow, that sounds cool. What's that all about? And I'll reply again from that. It's so interesting. Bio means the body, and to hack is to take control of a system. We manipulate these systems to make us live healthier and for longer. That's really nice, guys. It just works. It flows. People are always like, wow, that's so cool. And then you can follow up and say something like, it would be great to connect at some point so I can show you what it's all about. Do you have Facebook? And they always say yes. Now, pro tip, when you're connecting with someone, you do not want to give out your phone number. In fact, I urge you never to give out your phone number unless someone begs for it, or it's somebody you really, really love, like a close friend and family, because you want to take other people's numbers and connect with them. I guarantee you, if you give out your number 100 times, 99 times in 100, you will not get a call. In fact, it's more like 999 times in 1,000, you would not get a call. For giving someone your number, it'll be in their phone, they'll completely forget, they'll lose their phone, they'll change the SIM card, and you're gone forever. Collect people's phone numbers. When somebody says to me, let's connect on Facebook, then I say, great, give me your phone. And they'll open it up and they'll open Facebook, and I'll type my name in it, and I'll select myself and click friend request. And then I'll go to my phone while they're there and say, look, now we're friends. Great. And then I follow up the next day. So that's a really great strategy. Screenshot that if you can. This will be recorded for YouTube as well. So it will be on my channel by literally 10 minutes after we finish. So moving on. Thinking ahead, goal planning. Coming up in January is a great time to think about goals. We're not going to go too deep into it. I mean, I like to set goals, but I like them to be realistic. I don't like it when people set wild goals that are uncontrollable and all over the place. We like to break it down into a few categories like family, lifestyle, income, and business, so that you can see where you're going in various aspects of your life, not just in one, not just gung-ho on one thing, because you're never going to achieve any of your goals if you do that kind of thing. What you do achieve is burnout. So you need to decide where you want to be this time next year, because we're going into 2020 now, and this time next year we're going to be going into 2021. It goes so fast. You can click your fingers and do nothing all year, and you could be in exactly the same place next year. Or you could decide that this is the year that you're going to talk to 200 people, and you're going to change your financial future forever. It depends on you and what you want, but this is a great time of year to start thinking about it. We are going to do a more detailed training in January. The first one in January will be a goal setting training for anyone interested to get on that. And it'd be nice if by then we had a few more people in the team coming on these calls. So we do have some apologies tonight as well from a few people that couldn't make it, from our newer members, but hopefully they'll be penciling in Tuesday nights for their calendar for the future weeks. So you need to decide how much time per week you're able to dedicate to achieving your goals. There's no point having tons of goals if you don't commit any time to achieving them. Honestly, it's like saying, I want to be a professional footballer, but you're only ever going to go and play Sunday League. Or you want to be a professional steel pan player, but you're never going to play Panorama. It just doesn't work. It literally doesn't work like that. So, you're going to have to put in work to do it. So if you can identify some time every week or even every day, preferably, then you will actually be able to set a path to achieve these goals. Then I can help you set a plan. As soon as we know those things, like literally we can run for the hills. We can set a plan of how many people you need to talk to per week to reach that goal by the end of the year. So the first training in January, as I said, will be like more along the lines of goal setting mastery for anyone that's interested in getting on that. So swiftly moving on, I'd like you to get your pens and paper at the ready and write down any questions that come up, because I'm coming off of screen share now. I'm also going to, so it's going to be on me visually. Let me just stop the share there. Okay. I need to make my phone the host quickly. Just bear with me. We're going to move into the main part of the training about what we can and can't say. Where's my bar gone to tell me? Okay, I need to make you on a host. Almost there. Okay, right. So we're just gonna have it on your lap. Okay, can everyone hear me cool, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mute everybody quickly because I can hear loads of background clickies. I couldn't hear them before. It's just little
Linda.
noises in the background. If you guys can mute yourselves out, that would also help. Done, done, done. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. So compliance has come down on us in recent weeks, and they have kept it quite light, and they've kept it quite along the lines of they're here to support us. Compliance department, and particular Eric Marchant, the leader of the compliance team, has been informed of some things that have happened within the company and within our distribution teams that they have to kind of be worried about. It's really important for us as a company going forward that we don't make certain claims about diseases and about certain illnesses, because we risk the chance, as I said before, of our company being taken into the world of a medication and our sales mechanism being removed and the product being sold via alternative methods. So I'm going to keep this as lighthearted as possible because what is coming out of it is way more exciting than anything that I've ever experienced in this industry before. When I say the word exciting, I mean exciting, I mean excited, I mean excitement. I mean, we have something so powerful in our hands that we have the ability to change lives. And that gets me excited. And people don't just buy into sob stories, they also buy into excitement. And it's not about getting people to buy into it. Getting people to buy into you. And to make people buy into you, being excited is a great way to start. So the basis of what we're doing in the future is we're moving into a place like our group where we can share compliant things, where we've learned what is compliant and what isn't compliant, and we can learn as a group to say the right things. So I'm excited about our future. I'm excited that we get the chance, this opportunity to move forward as a group. And so what happened was there was an incident in Australia, and during this incident there was a small group of about 6 people on Facebook, and these people they were all friends of one person, and 5 of the people in the group absolutely loved the content, whereas 5 people in the group that one person in the group that was left really didn't like what was going on, and they were quite offended by what they were seeing about people trying to claim to help to treat or mitigate diseases and illnesses. So they wrote to the Australian equivalent of the FDA, and the Australian FDA contacted LifeVantage directly, and the distributor had to be dealt with. And what came of the incident is that groups on Facebook can be extremely dangerous. You don't know who's in the groups. There could be moles and worms from other companies trying to get us in trouble. There could be people that are out there that don't like the industry of network marketing, and they see that it's sold in that way and they report it too. So we have no control over who sees it when we open a group up publicly, which is why we've had to start new groups. And that's basically why. So as what came of this is that we are, as distributors, we are actually liable for what we say and do. And another thing that came from this is that while we have the right of freedom of speech as people, there's a term in business that I was alerted to yesterday, is that where commerce begins, freedom of speech ends. I'm going to say that again. Where commerce begins, freedom of speech ends. And this is a term that is actually steeped in legal stuff. So us as distributors, if we want to protect what we do and we want to make sure that we're doing the right things, which I know we all do want that, is that we are responsible for what we say and we're responsible for LV's future. So my responsibility to you is that we're going to learn as a group what we can and can't say. We're going to learn to use the tools that we have available to us to move forward. I mean, there is some wonderful verbiage on the LifeVantage website that we all have. We all have our own one. All the verbiage on those websites is compliant. And some of it is absolutely wonderful. If you can go onto the US website of your own and look at the Axio verbiage, some of the stuff we can say about Axio is unreal. About breaking mind fog, brain fog, and all sorts of things basically to do with brain health. And there's loads of really cool stuff we can say, but we're going to look at that as a group in a moment. So what we can't talk about directly is diseases, illnesses, symptoms. That's something I'm going to talk on, elaborate on in a moment. We can't talk about healing. We can't talk about preventing, and we can't talk about mitigating. So there's a disclaimer that was floating around that companies have to use on their products, which is that we do not claim to treat, prevent, mitigate, cure disease, illness, or symptoms. Now, the reason why they write that on the product is because they're legally bound to by the FDA. We as distributors, that makes no impact on us whatsoever. And I know that nobody really does that, but that does not mean that you can go and make a claim and then write the disclaimer. That doesn't work. So what they're saying about symptoms is that joint pain, for example, or itchy skin, or like, I don't know, earache or creaky bones, anything that could relate back to an illness, unfortunately, we're not allowed to promote that publicly. Now, where we can, where we are allowed to like breach the lines a little bit is with visuals in terms of photos, before and after photos of skincare, before and after photos of hair care. In the hair care, 2 weeks, my hair's like bouncy, bouncy. Love this stuff. That's an advert. So Linda, your hair is, you're a True Science advert. You're a walk-in True Science advert. John started using it. He's a walk-in True Science advert. Zan, you got to get that stuff on your hair. Some point, whenever you're ready. So, I mean, the hair care is just phenomenal. It's a great tool for us. We don't need to be focused on just being the NRF2 company anymore. We have way more strings to our bow. I've been using the skincare for a week, unfiltered. I don't have those blotchy patches underneath here anymore. I used to have some really dark red patches. The overall skin tone is really luminous. My wrinkles, visible wrinkles, is reduced a little bit. I genuinely feel like much better. And I can share this excitement with my customers, and that will generate more interest than me talking about science behind how we fix wrinkles or something like that. So
Your camera's not straight. We haven't got you. We've got a wall.
you haven't got me, you've got a wall.
We've got the map on the wall and a bit of John.
Okay, we've got the computer there, that's why.
Just so you know,
let me
because
stop
you're
this
saying
video.
wrinkles, we can't see. Bye.
See, can you see me now?
Oh,
No?
yeah.
Hello?
I can't see it. I've got your list. Yes, I can see you.
Okay, great. Okay,
Yeah.
no worries. Yeah, I mean, so basically, like, as long as we stay away from disease and illness claims, we can do pretty much whatever we want. I'm going to share my screen on the phone for you now. I'm going to jump online. I'm going to look at my website, and I'm going to show you all where we find all this information about what we can say. So I'm going to go into my website. This is my US website, okay, because it's got all the products. It's just much better to do. Oh, there's more refining masks now. Good. I'm not, unless it's sold out. Let me just double check while I'm here. No, it hasn't. They've got some more, so that's great. Okay, so I want information about NRF2, which is our most popular product. It's the hero product. It's why everybody's here. The benefits that you get from activating NRF2 long term are incredible. I mean, I can't say legally what it's done for me, which is interesting. But what I can say is that this statement here is clinically proven to reduce oxidative stress in humans by 40% in 30 days. That's a FDA approved statement, ladies and gents. So what you can say is that you can nip through here and learn the verbiage, that you can say with your NRF2 synergizer or activator, you can take on aging with the only supplement that helps your cells produce their own antioxidants. That's a powerful statement. So we've just got to learn a new verbiage. As you age, your cells can't produce enough antioxidants to fight oxidative stress. That's a statement that we could use. So once we go in a bit deeper and we get to the bottom of our Protandim page on our website, you'll find the certifications that we have in terms of athletics. Oh, we're running out of time, so I'm going to be quick. And the NRF2 info sheet and FAQs. So if I click on the NRF2 info sheet, it's going to ask me to download it. Okay, download it again to make it easier. Then I'll go to my downloads. There it is. Give your cells a fighting chance. All great statements that you can make. Aging is natural. It turns out the solution is too. I mean, I can just see tons and tons and tons of verbiage that I could use on posts. You can talk about supporting healthy aging. You can say all of these facts. Protandim can help your body reduce oxidative stress. It can help support healthy aging caused by oxidative stress. These are powerful, powerful, powerful statements. And one more I'm going to look at quick, because it was pointed out to me how great the verbiage is when you look at Axio, which is in your US website. So I see it's a US flag up there. Go shop. Right, where's the Axio? There it is. Unlock your brain's potential with Axio Smart Energy. It tells you that it's formulated to give energy to your mind, not just to your body. It said it's designed to deliver more mental clarity, focus, and concentration without the jitters or caffeine crash. I mean, you're allowed to say that. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't need that in their life? I mean, I've had to slow down my Axio because I'm running out. I go through this stuff daily. It's my afternoon pick me up. If I don't have it, then I start to get grouchy now because I love it so much. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and there's so much great verbiage, and again, right at the bottom, you've got Axio FAQs and Axio info sheet. So if anyone was wanting to know, then there you go. That's what you show them. All right, so that was pretty much all I wanted to show you there. We don't really need to be too worried about what we say, as long as we're not mentioning disease names or illnesses and Protandim, LifeVantage, NRF2, or little yellow pill, or anything acronym of, because they know what those are too. And people are watching. So guys, I suggest that please that we just try our hardest to protect what we have. So just before we end, I'm going to give you the opportunity to unmute yourselves. I'm going to stop the recording if I can. Let me just see if I can do that quick. Need to make the computer the host again, I think.
I've lost you.
I can hear you, Zan. It's okay.
Yeah, but I've just got your still picture since we did that adjusting.
Oh, okay. It's because I've shut down one of the videos.
Okay.
Right, so I think I need to get rid of that. Well, I don't know what's happening actually. All right.
Out of interest, in Axio, I was trying to work out per sachet how much when it's got the caffeine in it compared with a cup of coffee.
Axio's got a tiny amount of coffee.
Yeah, it's quite small.
Quite small.
Yeah, that's not.
Because
I know
go
someone
and get one and tell you exactly how much caffeine is in it. John, can you look on Google quick and see?
I was looking and it was like, is this a sachet or the whole bag? It's not actually stated.
Oh.
5 milligrams? Is that for 30 sachets or one sachet?
It's per serving, and it says, where's the caffeine? It doesn't say on there. It might say it on
No.
the...
That's why I wanted to.
It does say somewhere in one of the groups. I'll see if I can find that out for you. Let me just make a note of that.
Yeah, we'll find that
I
out.
want-
It's something really, really small amount anyway.
Yeah.
Like 5 grams or something like that.
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
less than that, Dan.
Less than
It's
that?
about 40
No.
minutes and a cup of coffee.
Okay.
I can find out really fast. Actually, I'll probably even find out now.
Linda's Dan gone. Later, it's all right. Just one for the record. I think it was 5, but I didn't know what it was in relation to a real cuppa.
I mean, there is caffeine-free ones as well for people that don't like caffeine.
Yeah.
And in fact, the raspberry and grapefruit are my second and third favorite flavors. So out of all of them, I like
What,
those.
nicer than grape?
Huh?
Raspberry and which?
Raspberry and grapefruit are my second and third favorites, and they're the decaf flavors. But I prefer the energy that I get from the green grape, which is the full one.
Okay.
So I would probably even choose sour cherry as my second favorite one. Okay, I mean, does anyone else have any questions about what you can and can't say?
You said we can't mention Protandim, the company, illness, disease, LYP. There was something else you said and I didn't write it down.
Symptoms of, we can't say that LifeVantage products can heal, prevent, or mitigate anything.
We can't use like look at the eye, like that dog one.
You can be visual and say this. You can just say this dog has had an amazing experience since starting on our products. You can say, look, you can tell from the photo that she has her bounce back, something like that. But you can't. You can't really say, look at how that eye infection has cleared up.
Yeah. It's so frustrating. It will frustrate me to my deathbed.
I don't think it will, because we are actually, we're a wellness company, and I believe that we've been coming at the approach of an illness company for quite some time. And I'd like to change that stigma personally. And we can help people that are ill along the way, but we can't sell them a dream.
We can't say immunity.
Prepared to stick out the course to get the results. So
we can't say raise your immunity. Detox.
We can say support the healthy immune function.
Support the body.
You can say, support the body in healthy immune function.
Yeah. Because we're just supporting the natural processes, I suppose.
Okay, what about detox?
We don't like to say detox anyway, because detox actually is very overused and it's not relevant to what we do. What is more relevant?
In relation to 5G it is.
Yeah, we're supporting the body's detoxification processes, and the body goes through an adjustment period more than a detox. This is the new kind of science verbiage that I've been hearing. This is how Brian Dixon speaks about it, and he's a highly acclaimed molecular scientist.
Yes, we're supporting everything. Try it and find out for yourself.
Well, the thing is, we've got the website. That's a really great place to start. Anything that LifeVantage say is again, like I said, a great place to start. Let me show you one more thing before I go, before we shut this call off. I need to get and share the screen again. Bear with me. Get back to me. Here we go. If we go to our website again, is it Biohackers? No, company. Yeah, go into the company section and look on blog.
Look on blog.
All these different blogs in your own website. You can even choose, click on where it says motivation, and it will give you all the articles that are about motivation. You can search the blog for NRF2. And there's an article that popped up. They do section it as well. See, up in the right-hand corner, it says blog. If I touch that, just touch that.
You've gone into home.
Here
and
it is.
then
Yeah, there
blog.
it is. Click on home.
Home.
You've got all these
Blog.
categories. All of these articles are full articles that you can go and take snippets from, make posts with. All information for you to learn. I mean, I don't think anyone, including myself, until right now, has fathomed just how much information there is in your own website. I mean,
are we allowed to say that? Dirty air can have a big impact on your life, that sort of thing.
Yeah,